Hey everybody, welcome to another video battle report by Lightem'up. I'm Donald. I've got another game here between my forces of Cygnar versus Khador. Be going with Stryker 2 and a list that I threw together on the spur of a moment because I wanted to try a different type of Cygnar list versus my buddy's Sorscha 1 Khador list. He's got a pretty standard Khador list. We'll get into the list pairings here in a second. Today's scenario is scenario number 1, Destruction, from the 2015 scenario packet. You have a 12-inch by 6-inch zone in the center that can be controlled for 1 control point or dominated for 2 control points. Before you can do that, you have to destroy the enemy objective for 1 control point also. First to 5 control points wins, or caster assassination. Alright, so I ended up winning first turn and decided to stay on he decided to stay on the side that he was on. So here we are set up, and I'm going to be going. So the list design here I kind of threw together on the fly, and I really wanted to get the Nice in there because it's been a long time since I've played with my Nice hunters, and I really like them. So I don't mind the side that I put them on there with the forest, and that way they can, ignore the forest, basically take it out of the game as being part of the game. You see the Lancer just walks up, Rowdy runs up, Stryker's going to go the Junior's going to go and put Arcane Shield on the Sword Knights, who are going to run and get into little clumps of Sword Knights. They're sitting at armor like 19 with the Arcane Shield, so that's good. The Black 13th and Stormguard are running up there behind that wall. And then Stryker's going to go up, and he's just going to Velocity to get next to Rowdy and put up the Deflection. So, on to Khador. It's pretty simple. He's right there. He tried to charge the objective, forgetting that he can't attack it until second round, so he just ran instead. So his Doom Reavers are running up there and getting in spots to be annoying with the escort. Couldn't quite stay in the trench because of command range. Behemoth just ran. The Juggernaut is a proxy for Beast 09, so he ran. Sorscha is moving up. She's going to put up Fog of War. Kel Baylock, he's going to take a couple shots at take one shot at a Sword Knight and end up killing him with a sniper. Silas moves up, and then the Winter Guard are just going to run up and get into position. Actually, I think they just walked up. Yeah, so they walked up with the Bob and Weave order and started taking some gunshots. Pretty ineffective because right now my Sword Knights are sitting at armor 21 versus range, so blast damage pretty much can't hurt them. I think blast damage would need 15 to hurt them, or 16 to hurt them. So Ion and Holt are going to walk up, they're going to stealth. Joey's going to go up and give them Tough and Fearless, and then we're on to my turn. So I'm really not sure how I wanted to do this. I'm thinking I can disrupt both of his jacks, take out the Doom Reavers completely, and I might be able to really push the Sword Knights up to keep him out of the zone for next turn. Considering using my feet this turn to get deep into his lines, because the Nice are friendly faction thanks to Murdoch, so they'll actually be able to move their either assault or run and then move in and take an attack with their Weapon Masters, which is good. We got the Sword Knights are charging in or running in to tie up some of the Doom Reavers and attacking some of the Doom Reavers. He makes a couple toughs, but I kill 2 of them. Then they go ahead and take their reform movement past the Doom Reaver that he knocked down. I almost always forget reform on the Sword Knights. It's a bad problem of mine. The other thing I'm looking at doing when I will be using my feet this turn. The Storm Guard just ran there. The Black 13th are going to be running up and taking some gunshots, being relatively ineffective. Actually, I don't think they kill anyone. They knock down the Greylord Escort and end up not killing anything else. So the other thing I'm looking at doing with my feet movements is trying to block as much line of sight from Sorscha, because I expect a Sorscha feat next turn, and her feat requires you to have line of sight to her, so, or she have line of sight to you, I should say. So when I do pop my feet, I'm going to be trying to move in such a way that most of my stuff won't be caught in her feet, to try to minimize the amount of things that become stationary. It's definitely a very key thing. One thing I forgot to mention, Junior did upkeep Arcane Shield on the Sword Knights, and I will later realize that was a mistake. I probably should have put it on Rowdy. But, live and learn. So there's Stryker going up, ended up missing my first gunshot into Behemoth because I can't measure my control range for some reason. I velocity'd for one to get next to the objective, and then bought a second gunshot and disrupted Behemoth. I wanted to disrupt both jacks, so that's bad. Rowdy ran up in front of me. I popped my feet, and now we're doing the feet attacks. The Storm Guard are able to kill off that knockdown Doom Reaver. Sword Knights are coming over. They're going to knock down and then kill, and then knock down another Doom Reaver and kill the Doom Reaver up there on the top. So we've got one Doom Reaver left who's knocked down, and the Greylord Escort from that unit. So that's not bad, but it took quite a lot to do it. The Nice at the top were completely ineffectual. Because of Fog of War and Bob and Weave, it was almost impossible to hit them with my assault shots, and then that was just a waste, a total waste. So they were end up able to kill like one or two of the Winter Guard at the top with their melee attacks from the feet, and then Stryker moved back a little bit and Rowdy moved back a little bit. I should have moved the entire 3 inches back. I don't know why I stayed up. Well, I do know why I stayed up. I stayed up because I wanted to threaten the assassination, but that was a dumb move. So there's Sorscha. She's going up. She advances, pops her feet. And we're going to go and lay out some tokens here. I'm putting out some dig-in tokens to represent stationary because it took me a second to realize that he had plenty of stationary tokens. And we're going to be going and replacing the ones that are stationary. He ended up catching a good bit. Not as much as he was hoping, but enough. So Beast 09 is going to go up. He's going to Thresher and kill 2 Sword Knights, I believe, and 4 Sword Knights. No, sorry, 4 Sword Knights. Yeah, and then he missed the Nice because the Nice wasn't stationary. So the Greylord Escort stands up and then sprays down, ends up spraying down 2 of my Storm Guard and 2 of my Sword Knights. The Doom Reaver stood up and he killed a couple of Sword Knights. So my Sword Knights are really running down in strength. I'm losing all of them pretty much, which is okay because I was expecting to lose the Sword Knights. I just didn't think he would be able to wipe out the entire unit in one turn, although it turns out being stationary helps. Looks like Holt was able to take out Jonas Murdoch, and Ayana actually harmed the Nice Hunters for some reason, because armor 11 isn't paper enough. You want to make them armor 9, I guess. Either way, you got the Iris moved out of the way, and then the Winter Guard are moving up, doing Bob and Weave again. They got boosted attack rolls from Joey, I believe. We'll see here in a second. They're rolling 3 dice or 2 dice. Yep, they got boosted attack rolls from Joey. And then they're taking a bunch of shot into my niece. They're trying to clear. He's just trying to. He said he was going for just killing as much as possible this turn and trying to get into position for the assassination next turn. He's also trying to clear, if you see that one Sword Knight that's on the bottom left-hand corner of the zone, he's been trying to kill that guy. That guy's been a champ. He's stationary right now, but nothing's broken armor on him, so his Winter Guard are doing sprays to ignore the engaged bonus, and then they finally kill that last Sword Knight off, clearing a lane for Behemoth. So Behemoth is going to go, and he is going to... I didn't think he'd be able to do this, but he got Boundless Charge from Sorscha, so he charged for free. He charges Old Rowdy, does 15 points of damage with his first hit, and does 11 points of damage with his second fist. Thankfully, he didn't have any focus to buy additional attacks, because Rowdy has 4 boxes left. So on my turn, considering how I'm going to be... I'm thinking that I'm pretty much dead here, and I need to get the assassination off. I'm not sure if I can. I'm going over it in my head. I know she's in range. I just don't know if I can get the angles that I need to because of all the stuff he's got in the way. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but he's got at least one Winter Guard, Beast 09, and Behemoth, and then of course Rowdy, and all in my way between him and there. So I've got to go some sort of expeditious route. The baiting, I have to give a focus to Rowdy so he can shake, so he can move. I'm thinking I can charge his objective and then velocity. If I charge at enough of a oblique angle, I can charge his objective and then velocity over to Sorscha herself. I haven't taken any damage at this point, so I'd be able to overboost for 3, and then as long as I can hit her once, she will just die. So to that matter, I'm going to try to clear up as much stuff on the side as I can, just so that I have as much stuff dead on his side in case I do fail this and actually end up living. The Storm Guard go, and they'll remove the remaining Doom Reavers and the Escort. The Black 13th are going to walk up and start taking shots into the... Oh yeah, I shot a fire beacon, mistakenly thinking that it would remove concealment. It does not. It's okay. Basically just wasted Lynch's shot there. Rowdy's going to go. He's going to move out of the way of Stryker. End up doing like 1 point of damage to Behemoth. And then Stryker is going to activate and charge the objective. It looks... I thought I was in. I thought I'd measured it. I did not measure it, and I'm about 1/8 of an inch out. So Stryker charges the objective and ends up being just out of range, which is not good. Fortunately, he's on full camp with Arcane Shield, because I had switched it over with Junior, and that makes him armor 25. Unfortunately, Iris 2 is sitting not 8 inches from me to my left. So, I could have done that significantly better. I probably should have moved the Lancer into position so that I could get a good charge target on the Lancer, knowing that I'd be in range. But I did not notice that at the time. That's what happens. So he goes, he lets Fog of War drop. Joey's going to go and shoot and miss my Storm Guard, which is kind of sad. After giving boosted attack rolls to the Winter Guard again. So the Winter Guard are going to go, they're going to spray down the remainder of my niece. I've got one niece that moved into position behind Beast 09 just to give a free strike just in case. And I moved the Squire to be a nuisance in front of Beast 09. But that spray from the Winter Guards are going to remove the Squire. And then another spray from another Winter Guard is going to remove Selena herself, because that's who that is. It's not just a grunt, it's Selena. And then I am running out of people. So the remainder of the Winter Guard are going and just spraying down my Storm Guard. Actually end up spraying down one of his own Winter Guard, which is nice, and not damaging my Storm Guard, so I'll take that. Although he's got Beast 09 with 3 focus, probably 7 inches or 6 inches from my caster. Good thing though, Iris 2 just went, and those rolls you just saw was Iris 2 aiming at Stryker and needing a 7 to hit, rolled a 4. So I'll take that any day of the week. Joey went up, or sorry, not Joey, Ayana and Holt. Ayana died last turn, so Holt went up and shot the Lancer just for a couple points of damage. Beast 09 is going to charge over. He's going to go Murderous for 1 point, and then he misses his charge attack. He gets the reroll with Sorscha and misses that attack as well. He then buys an attack, misses, buys his last attack, and hits and does a whopping like 7 damage to Stryker. So that was good. Good for him. Going on with the rest of the turn here, and he's got Behemoth is just shooting the Black 13th. He actually ends up killing Lynch and Watts, and Ryan will flee. Oh, sorry, Beast 09 did 4 damage to Stryker with his last attack, so that's good. So now I'm deciding how can I get to Sorscha. She did not cast the Wind Rush, she just walked backwards. So her defense is only 16 right now, which is not as bad. I know she's in range, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take a free strike from Beast 09, which even at armor 25, a free strike from Beast 09 can be a lot of damage. So I gave one focus to the Lancer so he can do a push. Ended up pushing Stryker so that I can get the right angles that I need. Also got Runewood in there to hit Beast 09, hoping to maybe take out an arm or something. But he did a lot of damage, but didn't do enough to take out an arm. That'd be kind of hard for him to do. He'd have to get some pretty fire dice. But he is a weapon master. So Junior's going to walk up, and Junior's going to boost a hit and boost to kill, and end up killing Joe. And my Storm Guard are going to charge. I got 1 charge that actually gets the charge off on Sorscha. So Mat 7 charging, I need a 9 to hit. And I'm going to end up rolling like a 4 here. No one else is in range. It would have been really nice if he had hit, because Sorscha's sitting at armor 15, which is dice minus 3 on a Storm Guard, so that extra damage would have been. So Stryker went, he charged a Storm Guard, velocity over to Sorscha. He hit his first attack, doing 11 points of damage, and then misses the next 2 attacks, needing 9s to hit. So that sucks, but I couldn't overboost. If I could have overboost, I probably would have killed Sorscha. The free strike I took from Beast ended up doing 11 points of damage, which left me with like 2 hit points. So the Sorscha's gonna go. She bought an attack, or she swung to boost. She missed, and then she wind rushed out of the way. I missed my free strike. The Storm Guard missed his free strike. Then the Winter Guard I'm moving. They're gonna move around. They do a huge combined range attack into Stryker, and at straight dice, end up killing Stryker. So we got a Khador victory. Sorscha ends up beating Stryker. So it was a good game. I think it was a comedy of errors on my part, forgetting, or not really forgetting, but spending too much time dealing with the Doom Reavers and not enough time dealing with the meat. He's got a 36 box armor 21 Jack on the table, and I didn't touch him until my 3rd round. But if you liked the video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you got any suggestions for me, if you want to see any specific casters played, I can see if I own them or not and try to get them on the table for you guys. Other than that, have a great day, and I look forward to reading your comments.